Hey.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. We are live. We are ready to go. We're actually just waiting for everybody to start chiming in and joining us. Before we get started, we have a lot of good stuff planned for you guys, right?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, deep, fun, needful. Yes.
That's why we started live. It's okay.
We're live.
We got a few people chiming in.
And if you are here, say hello. Thank you, Candice. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for joining
Hi, Charmel. Hi, Lakia. Thank you so much for your support, everybody, for tuning in.
Love it. And definitely, you guys, please invite other people. Please share this video. Invite your friends. Invite your family. We're going to be sharing some really impactful information, and you never know who is going to need this stuff.
Right.
So definitely, please share. I'm sharing right now, so
Yes.
I'm hoping you guys are doing the exact same thing.
Yes.
I'm going to invite some people to come watch with us.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Yeah. Are you good? Or you want to wait for some more people to...
I'll say give it a few more minutes for a few people to join. It's
Okay.
Sunday evening, you know.
Yes, and it is raining in California.
It is
right?
raining, and that was crazy because
Yes.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that at all. You should see how we're dressed. We did not expect it.
I have my flip-flops on and my sandals and my feet are wet. But if you are joining us, please type in the messages where you are joining us from.
Yes.
Like, where are you from? We want to get to know you. I see some people on here from the East Coast. Mm-hmm. Hey. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Yes.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Thank you for sharing this as well. Thank you.
Let me see my comments here.
I see it's like right here, but I can't tell. Maybe when you put finish? Or no, that means
it would definitely close out. We're about to close y'all out of here.
Angela Roberson, thank you for joining. I see you. Thank you so much.
Hey. Awesome. I see you, Candice. Thank you for joining. Freddie. I see some comments up there.
I wish I could...
Oh, you can see it on yours better. Way better.
But I can't see... Hey, Courtney Renee. Thank you for joining.
Courtney.
I wish I could invite on my end, but I can't see how to. That's okay.
That plus.
This
button.
one? Okay. Great.
Should be. Yeah.
And how did you do all?
And click all of them.
Like literally?
Literally.
Okay.
You know this stuff is trial and error, right? This is our first time going live together.
Yes.
So we are learning as we go along.
Yes.
Which I hope you guys are totally fine with because it's a candid conversation.
It is
We're keeping it real. We're keeping it comfy.
Yes.
You know, y'all probably at home on a Sunday evening relaxing and chilling, and that's perfectly fine. I hope you got on your relaxation clothes.
Maybe a notebook or a journal.
That is a good point. Yeah,
know?
Definitely take some notes because we're going to be dropping some really, really good nuggets that you guys don't want to miss.
Exactly.
At all.
You can just, we can just start if you're ready, and I'll just keep doing this.
I'm definitely ready.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and, hey, Freddie.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
And Wendy's on.
Hey, Wendy.
Of course she's on.
Of course she is. That is my business partner. She is on, honey. Yes.
I love it.
So, while she's actually inviting more people, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. Is that okay, Michelle?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, my name is Keandra Jackson, and I am a marriage and family therapist. And so, I hope you guys can hear me. I feel like we're going in and out. Am I good? I feel like I'm freezing.
Let us know if you can hear
Can you guys hear me? Please let me know if you guys can hear me well. Because I feel like I'm freezing a little bit and I want to make sure that everything is coming through very, very clear.
Aunt Jeanette is on. Hey, Aunt Jeanette.
You guys can hear me? Thank you, Veronica.
Yes, they can?
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, Veronica said she could at least. Perfect. Okay, so... We're good? Okay. So my name is Keandra Jackson. I am the co-founder of KW Essential Services. which is a mental health private practice that me and my business partner, Wendy Talley, share. And we also co-found Black Speakers Rock, which is a whole nother network where we inspire people to use their voices positively. If you're a writer, author, speaker, poet, whatever it is, we definitely want to facilitate people using their voice for positivity. So in addition to that, I'm also a marriage and family therapist. I have my master's degree in clinical psychology. Thank you. So I'm definitely excited to talk about this topic. I mean, mental health is really, really important. So that's a little bit about me. What about you, Michelle?
So I am a wife to Resty Collins III. Shout out to my husband. I have 3 children. Destiny 16, Charisma 12, and Rock 8 years old. So shout out to my children as well. I'm also the founder and program director of the Persona program, which is a youth organization for girls 7 through 18 years old. And this is important to me on many levels, this conversation, this topic. And so we might as well go into our why.
Absolutely.
Why we came together to do this.
Why?
You know, as many of you who are on social media and just in the news, you saw so much recently leading up to the month of mental health awareness, which is May. You know, so many issues that were associated with mental health, including suicide with women, men, and especially our youth. And so I just thought that it was really important to have this kind of a conversation that we don't usually have in this kind of forum with this platform that we have. And so I reached out to Keandra, who is the perfect person. And congratulations, by the way, being named one of the top 10 Black therapists that you need to know. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Why is this so important to you as well?
This is so important to me because for me, it really, really started with the whole Cleveland Facebook killer situation. That really showed me that this was really indicative of a larger problem that we were having in our society. Because I was like, oh my goodness, this man is going out killing people because his girlfriend broke up with him. So it made me think about all of the other things that were out there and that really, really affects people's lives. You know? Like people are going through a lot of things and they're not being addressed when they're supposed to be addressed.
Absolutely.
So that's really what struck for me. But I know there was a lot of things in the past too, in the social media, where there were other people who unfortunately committed suicide and are no longer with us, and that really fueled me. And I know it fueled you too, because we talked about some people that we mentioned. Did you want to mention a few of the people that you were thinking about?
Yeah, I don't know if you all remember, but in 2014, her name was Karen Washington, and she was a blogger, and the name of her blog was called 4 Brown Girls. And so one of the things that Karen brought to light was making it okay for women of color to wear bright lipstick and being confident and comfortable in that. And so that was one of the campaigns that she had. And then in 2014, this 23-year-old, I think she was 22 or 23, committed suicide. And it was such a devastating thing for the blogger community and for those that are in social media and all of that, that followed her, that loved her message. It was one of positivity. So for someone to, you know, sharing that kind of positivity that's affecting so many people, and then to find out that they commit suicide. I remember shortly after that, Keandra, I posted on Facebook this quote that said, you know, never be afraid to ask who you think is the strongest woman in the room. Are you okay? So I was really touched, and you know, when that happened with Karen, and of course, I don't know if all of you are familiar with Miss Jessie's products. Hair Care line natural hair. Absolutely. And one of the founders committed suicide again, and you know, so many things were attached to that conversation specifically with her, but another young woman of color. And so of course, you know, what's fresh is the teen suicide that happened recently, where a teenager committed suicide and then a couple of days later her boyfriend commits suicide because he felt he was being blamed for her taking her life.
Wow.
And so now you have two 10th or 11th graders, I can't remember what it was. So that just really touched me. And then he posted a message on Facebook before, taking his own life. And so with Facebook and social media on a whole, we're seeing that people are taking it a little further. They're using this platform to really show what's going on in their lives, but even why they're taking their lives. And so in one way, it's good for us to kind of be more closer to the issues that people are facing daily, but it's also sad that people are literally using social media as a diary as well.
Yeah, that's very, very true. I mean, and we're talking about relevant. We were just talking before we started about 13 Reasons Why,
13 Reasons Why.
13 Reasons Why. So I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've heard a lot about it, and I need to get up on it. But I haven't been able to dive into it yet. But I know Michelle has been able to watch, I think, all of them, right?
I watched 13 episodes. Yes.
She binge watched.
Oh my God, I binge
episodes.
watched 13. So my children were coming home, my daughters were coming home talking to me about, have you heard about this movie? And something in me, I didn't even know exactly what it was about in the beginning, but something was like, I don't believe you should watch that. It's too heavy or whatnot. And so I was like, well, let me get into this. So it was one of those movies that definitely is going to stay with you for a while after watching it. And, so this is a movie, again, just for a little context and spoiler alert if any of you are going to watch it. But it's it really covers the high school experience, and this is, again, an 11th grader who is not of color, and she commits suicide, and she leaves behind 13 tapes. Which equals 13 people, kind of addressing why she did this, why she committed suicide. So interestingly enough, she doesn't include her parents, but they are towards the end, and it's just, being bullied, being, what do you call it when boys just look at you just for your physical appearance. They don't see beyond your physical appearance. Objectified. Being objectified, feeling like she's a disappointment to those around her. And then there's this really nice, clean-cut guy that loves her, likes her in high school, but he doesn't know, he's a little shy, so he doesn't know how to really express that. And so she feels she's not good enough even for him. And then there's rape involved, assault, and it just goes on and on and on. So I would caution you, if your children are coming home and talking about 13 Reasons Why, I encourage you as parents, as guardians, watch the movie for yourself. If you feel your child is at a mature level that they can handle it, I would say watch it with them, have a conversation. But me personally, as a mom of teenagers, I would not suggest that they watch it alone. I just wouldn't. We need to be involved in this process with them. So right now, this is what's going on. So this conversation is not only needful, but it is necessary.
Absolutely, I agree. And I think that one of the major reasons why we even did this, our goal for doing this Facebook Live is really to break down some of the stigmas that are attached to mental health. Bring some awareness and let you guys have some information that you can actually take away and actually apply them for your regular life, and we want to provide you guys with some resources. So at the end of this thing, if you are someone who suffers with mental health issues, or if you're currently going through something, you'll know where to go. We just don't want people to be alone. We don't want people to suffer in silence. That was one of our biggest things in regards to doing this. So I think, anything else you want to add so far?
I mean, let's break down what is mental health. Because here we are and, talking about this topic, and somebody out there really needs to understand, what does it mean at its purest form, barest level? What is mental health?
Okay, so let's break it down. Mental health is basically, it includes a variety of things, but it includes your emotional, your psychological, and your social well-being. It's how you basically function in life with your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. And so at a very basic level, it really talks about how you handle stress, how you relate to other people, how you make choices in life. And this doesn't go away, you know. It stays with you through every single developmental phase you will go through as a child,
yes,
as a teenager,
yes,
as a young adult,
yes,
the
yes,
elderly. I mean, it just transforms or translates throughout your whole entire life. So if I had to break it down, I think that's what I would say.
So if you don't learn from a young age how to have these coping skills that are necessary to transition with you through different things, because see, life is going to happen to you, right?
Absolutely.
You cannot control what happens to you, but you can definitely control how you deal with what happens. And some people are better at it. It's another skill, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Some people are better at it than others, and if you feel like you don't have a grasp of this thing called life, of course God, Jesus needs to be at the center of it all.
Agreed.
Right? So beyond that, though, we know that faith without works is dead. So what kind of work do you need to do as it relates to your mental health? I think it's very important that we understand that, yes, prayer is definitely necessary, reading of God's word and believing his word and applying it to your life. But beyond that, what other steps do you need to cope, you know, with
Absolutely.
your mental health, your emotional health, which affects your physical being? And you may even be okay, but what about other people that you got to deal with at work?
That part right
on
there.
the freeway,
You can't control other people,
at
right?
the mall. We cannot control other people. We can only control ourselves.
Right.
So help us with all of that.
Absolutely. So before we even get into that, I wanted to talk briefly about some of the prominent mental health issues that are really, really impacting us. We talked a little bit about suicide, but what is suicide a result of? So a lot of times because I am in private practice, right now I'm seeing a heavy influx of depression and anxiety. And a lot of it, honestly, has a lot to do with our nation and where we're at in life right now. I mean, people are literally coming to me like, you know what, Keandra, I don't know what this world is doing, and this is giving me anxiety on a whole nother level. And then we're talking about depression. I mean, people who, you know, are feeling like, you know what, I'm just feeling extremely sad, and I'm just not feeling like myself. So those are the two things that I'm really, really seeing. Of course, there's an array of different things that I'm seeing. You know, I get people who have other issues as well with schizophrenia and other severely mental health issues. But I don't think we're talking about the severe part right now.
Or I think we're just touching on what falls under mental health.
Absolutely. So those are the two main ones that I would say. And if I can briefly talk about some of the things that causes depression and can cause anxiety. I think people really, for me, kind of like to just break it down just on a very basic level, because we're having a candid conversation.
It's a candid conversation.
We're not at a retreat. We're not at a conference.
We just
talking.
It's raining. It's just chill. Yeah,
we're chilling, right? I mean, if we were at home, I would be in my sweats right now. Right? We're comfy. We're family. We're here. So it really boils down to two different things for me a lot of the time, and for a lot of people, and they don't even realize it. But a lot of these things can either be situational, and when I say situational, I mean, man, a death happened in my family. I broke up with my boyfriend or my girlfriend. I'm having a life transition. I'm going to college. I'm having a baby. I just got divorced. I'm coming back home. There's just so many life things that can happen, and those are situational. And when we go through those things, sometimes they can be heavy, right?
Yeah,
they're not always easy to go through.
Right.
So those things can happen situationally, but then there's also a biological predisposition that many people are not aware of. And coming from a mental health background and all of that stuff, literally mental illness and mental health issues can run in your family. And people are not aware of that. So honestly, if your mom suffered from depression, or if your great-grandma or your grandmother suffered from depression, we're not saying that it's mandatory that it's going to happen to you, but you are at a higher risk.
Just like any other illness, sickness, or disease. Is that right? Okay.
Absolutely. Just like diabetes, just like high blood pressure can run in your family,
cancer.
Just like cancer. All of those, that's the same thing with mental health. So I would be, if I was someone where mental health issues ran in my family, I would be on high alert.
Right.
And I would say on high alert, just because I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I need to do in my own power to make sure that I'm handling things like I'm supposed to handle things, so they won't affect me as much as it affected others. So those are the two things that I wanted to mention: the biological predisposition that some people have, and then the situational stuff. And the situational is real.
Yes, because we can't help that.
We can't, right? My boyfriend broke up with me. I mean, I'm going to naturally be sad, right? I'm going to naturally, feel like, oh my goodness, like what is really going on? I lost someone in my family. You're going to go through, the grief cycle. I seen a comment today on someone else's post, and they were saying that their mother had passed away not too long ago.
And now we're approaching Mother's Day, so that's a trigger. It's a trigger. Understanding what the triggers are and how to process and deal with. So why do you think we are not, as a people, as a culture, not seeking help as it relates to mental health?
I think for me, and there's one thing that's really heavy that I want to share, and I know something that's really dear to your heart as well. But one thing, and we kind of touched on it, but we're not treating mental health like we do our physical health.
Right.
So we just look at mental health as, that's in the mind. I can't really see it. But it has its effect on the outside. It affects you. It affects your family members. It affects your work and all of those things. So for me, I want us to get to a place where we're treating our mental health like our physical health, right? So we go to our yearly checkups a year, right? We go to our checkup, we get an exam to make sure that we're good. But why aren't we doing that with our physical health? Why aren't we checking in with ourselves and saying, am I good? Am I good? Because we work out our bodies, right? We eat right. We work out. We do all of things to maintain our physical. Yeah, we try to. That's a struggle for me. I'm not even gonna lie. I said this at an event yesterday. That's one of the things I need to do is get on my physical health. But we work out and we try to eat right and we do all of these things for our physical body. But what are we doing to make sure that our mind is good, right?
Get your mind right.
Get your mind right. What is our quote?
How are you going to win if you're not right or if you're not healed within?
I love it. I love it, right?
How you going to win at this thing called life? Because we're trying to win. We're trying to win. And, we say we got the victory, and but we not right up here. And, not to go there, but to go there, yes, let this mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus is what the word says. But we know that as much as we try, again, there's these different things that will come against us. Absolutely. To attack us mentally. Nightmares, insomnia, cold sweats. I mean, it's just, the mind affects the physical body. And so one of the other reasons, I don't know if you want me to go there.
No, go for it. Yeah, definitely go for it. Why do you think people aren't seeking services when they clearly need it?
When they clearly need it, yeah. I think one of the things that we kind of talked about is the strong woman syndrome. And I know Wendy is out there.
Wendy.
Hey, Wendy. Wendy Talley. She's an advocate for this. She talks about this. And I think as women of color, we definitely portray that. We walk into that. I don't know who gave us that title.
Right.
I don't know why we feel that we need to be the strong person. And I can kind of guess, there's women out there that have had to take on roles that maybe you thought you should not have to, or you were surprised that you had to, but you just got into the trenches and you're doing what you need to do for your family, for yourself. And we take on this strong woman syndrome.
Yes.
And I know, like, even for me, I've had people say to me, Michelle, you look like you have it all together. And I'm like, you want to come with me Monday through Friday and you know what I'm saying, to see what's going on in my life? You'd be wondering, how do I look like I have it all together? And that's just the real of it, you know. And it's nothing that some of us are trying to put on. We're just going through our day-to-day task and what we have to do, but we have to learn to check in with ourselves, for our mental health, and kind of like disband this strong woman syndrome. And so, recently, as recent of as of October 2016, I suffered a heart attack.
Wow.
And, you know, I definitely know where the source came from. And I've shared this. Some of you have heard me share this at different events. But, you know, there was something that was bothering me, real quick, there was something that was bothering me January 2016, and I took that thing the whole year through, on my mind, in my heart, in most of my conversations with those that are close to me, which is my mom, Dr. Hope Harris, who's out there, and, you know, my husband. I would share with them about this situation, but didn't realize again how what was on my mind was eventually going to start affecting me physically, and it affected me to the point so much that on October, so I took this from January to October, and my body finally was like, enough, you are not a machine, you have not taken the time to process this, to do what you need to do, to release some things. And I suffered that heart attack. And if I even told the story of the day of the heart attack, many of you would be SMH. You'd be like, shaking my head, shaking your head. But the thing is, we do that. You know, I can look at my situation and my experience and be like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
But in our own lives, we do things that affect our mental health that other people would look on and be like, why? Snap out of it, you know, but sometimes it's hard to do that. And so that's why this topic is really, really important to me as well, because a quote unquote, someone that looks like they have it all together. I remember when I was in the hospital, and I've shared this, the doctor said, why are you here? You don't drink, you don't smoke, you look like you're fit, you're in physical shape, but see, it goes beyond how we look physically. It goes in as far as it relates to the mind and what's happening in our life and our coping skills and how we're able to navigate the challenges of life. And so, you know, I just want to say out there, if you are dealing with any challenges that's affecting you mentally, to stop and take time to get the help that you need so that you can live. You can live for yourself, your family, your children, your dreams, whatever you want to think or talk about, you know, as it relates to those things. Live. We need you to survive. We need you to survive not only for yourself but for others. So understand that what is on your mind is eventually going to affect you physically. There's no separation. No separation.
And that's funny because on the way here I was thinking about the correlation that happened. This isn't even in my notes. But thinking about the correlation that happens between our mind, body, and our spirit, right?
Yes.
Like people think that those can be three different distinct things, and then we can break it down, you know, like that. But at the same time, they're very intertwined. They're extremely connected.
Yes.
Because if you're, say for instance, you're thinking, you know, you're having a thought of, you know, this is going to be a horrible day, I'm nothing, you know, nobody's going to like me, that's going to come out in your demeanor, right? Your shoulders are going to be slumped over, you're not going to be smiling, you know, your facial expression is going to tell it, the words, your energy is going to exude that.
Yes.
So it's your body responding to how your mind is.
Right.
And then, of course, the spiritual thing is a whole nother topic that we're going to get into. Part 2.
March 21st, we're coming back with spiritually speaking, as it relates to mental health.
That's going to be real
It's going to be good.
That's
going to be good.
But yeah, just going back to the strong woman syndrome, and I know we're talking about, we were going to answer questions. We didn't even tell you guys, actually. If you guys have any questions, anything that's really burning, that you just want to go ahead and get out, definitely go ahead and put it in the comments. And at the end, we're definitely going to go ahead and answer them. But I would like to comment by, I believe his name is Marquez. He said that the strong black woman syndrome resulted from slavery.
I thought somebody would bring that up.
And you know what? I mean, we can go into the whole slavery. That's a whole nother Facebook Live within itself.
Right.
But I believe that is accurate because we went through so long of taking care of everybody else, right?
Absolutely.
That was just what we did. We had to take care of other stuff.
And theirs. Yes.
So we had a double load,
yes.
right? We're taking care of our stuff, our family, our community, and then we had to take care of someone else's on top of that. And a lot of the times, someone else's became priority over ours, right?
Because we needed to survive. Yes.
That part right there.
Yeah.
So I think Marquez, that is 100% correct. And she was talking about my business partner, Wendy Talley. She just wrote an article in the Women of More magazine talking about this very topic, saying it's okay to not be okay.
Yes.
And that's the message that we want to spread too. It's okay to not be okay.
Yes.
You do not have to suffer in silence. You do not have to keep things to yourself all the time. There is someone that you can reach out to. There's someone that you can speak with to help you through some of the most difficult times in your life.
Right.
And I truly believe that that's one of the benefits of counseling and therapy.
Yes.
Of course, I'm an advocate because this is what I do.
Yes.
But
and let me just say that recently I started going to therapy for a whole other reason.
Thank you for sharing that. Because a lot of people don't want to share it sometimes.
You know what?
Putting it out there.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I've been going to therapy, for a specific reason, but let me tell you what has actually been happening, which I know you see. So you go in for one thing, however, so many other things come up to the surface you have no idea was even within you. You have no idea you were dealing with this. For example, just real quick, because this one is
go ahead.
Really fresh.
I love it.
So we were talking about a scenario that I have been in. And so I started saying, and so, I transitioned from, being upset to like sarcasm. And everybody would laugh because I would be so sarcastic. And then the therapist was like, well, you understand that sarcasm is actually displaced anger.
Wow.
It is actually displaced disappointment. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, that's so true. So because I was in the situation that did not meet my expectation, I started becoming this sarcastic person. And I'm thinking, oh, this is comedy and I'm making everybody laugh, but it was my way of dealing with what I was disappointed about. And so then I was like, wow, so my sarcasm is displaced anger. Like I would have never learned that on my own. So she brought that out. So then we talked about, well, why did I get myself in that situation? Why did I stay so long?
Love it.
Why did I have anger that I couldn't speak on and I displaced it? All of this. It's all about getting healthy. And so no shame. My thing is being better. I just want to be better. Sometimes I fail at it, but I want to be a better person. I want to be a better servant of God. I want to be a better wife. I want to be a better mother. I want to be a better person. And again, friend, whatever the case may be, whatever role you walk in, I hope you want to be better. I hope that you want to grow. I hope that you don't want to stay the way you are. And so whatever avenue or resources is available to you, get better, get help. Don't suffer in silence. And then when we talk about it's okay to not be okay, what we're not saying, Keandra, is spread your business everywhere to everyone, right?
That's what we're not saying.
We're not saying that. Don't spread your business to everyone. I know even by personality-wise, real quick, like, you will not get all of Michelle unless I'm comfortable with you. I'm just being real.
I heard that.
Like there's other personalities, you meet them, you get all of them 100% automatically. That's not me. Like I'm checking you out. Like, can I trust you? How far should I go? Like there's people that don't know that I'm a fun person because I'm just like still. I don't know about you. I'm just being real.
I love it.
Because I gotta protect my space. I have to protect me emotionally. I have to protect I have a lot to protect. You have a lot to protect. So what we're saying is, please do not, just everybody at the bus stop, in the mall, the clerk, 7-Eleven, just sharing your business. That's what we are not saying to do, right?
That's exactly what we're saying. There is a way, and that's definitely not it. Right. I think we do go through this facade sometimes where we casually just say, oh, how are you? And we're like, oh, good, fine, I'm okay, when we're really, really not.
Right.
So I'm not saying you have to go and spill your whole guts to that person, but sometimes, be like, I was having a hard day, or it was a crazy week for me. Just being honest sometimes and just taking that extra step to kind of break down this little barrier that we have would be beneficial, because you never know who you're talking to and how that person can help you or how you can help that person.
Yes.
So definitely thank you for sharing your therapy.
Yes.
Sharing that with me.
I'm doing it. Did you not know that?
I knew you went, but you didn't tell me all the extra stuff. You didn't tell me about the other stuff. I appreciate that, because just in general, just statistics off top, African Americans, we do not seek help as often as our Caucasian counterparts. That's just a fact, period. So the fact that people are going, the fact that I'm seeing more male African American males coming to get counseling, I mean, I am so excited about this, you know.
No, that's really important.
It is important.
Let me just say real quick. So I mentioned that, you know, I work with youth girls through the Persona program, and I have worked with youth since really 13 years old, so over 25 years. Yeah. And let me just say that, you know, and some of you have heard me share this as well. I was at an event where, you know, it was like a sleepover, and I was with like a small group of teenagers, and we were all talking through the night till like 2 a.m. or whatever the case may be. Every conversation that they brought up, and it was not, you know, nobody kind of guide them into what to say, but every time they talked, it was about a dad who was not there.
Oh, wow.
It was about a brother that touched them inappropriately. It was about, you know, dad remarried and he doesn't care about me anymore. He missed my graduation. Yeah. Whatever the case may be. But what I noticed, Keandra, all of those teenage girls, all 7 to 10 of them, were talking about the male counterpart and what they did or did not do, or how they did not meet the expectation of that little girl, of that teenager. So the fact that, you know, you're seeing males come into your practice to try and get help, this is good news for me.
It's amazing.
Because they affect us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they affect us in a huge way,
huge
right?
way.
A lot of us, Caucasian, black, whoever you want to be, a lot of us have daddy issues.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother topic within itself. Like, I can speak on, you know, some of that stuff personally. Sorry, daddy, if you're watching this. But hey, that's just what it is. But I think, you know, a lot of the benefits that we get by coming to counseling, just like self-awareness.
Right.
You became self-aware of the fact that your sarcasm was displaced anger.
Displaced anger.
So now you are aware of this, so what are you going to do with it? You're going to be more aware of it. When it happens, you're going to be like, oh.
Yes. And that happened. It happened. I was like, whoa, I'm being sarcastic. Okay, why am I angry? Why am I disappointed? Okay. Yeah, you're right.
So we're tapping into what the core, the underlying issue is, right? On the surface, we're talking about sarcasm, but underneath, you're saying, like, why am I angry? What's going on with me right now? So you have to do a check-in with yourself.
Check-in.
So one of the benefits of coming to counseling is self-awareness. Learning things about yourself that you would never know before. And what I love about counseling and therapy is that you're talking to an objective person. This person does not know you.
Does not know you.
They don't know your background. They don't know anything. I mean, you're going to tell them eventually, but when you initially meet the person, you do not know them. And so that should give you a little bit more comfortability.
Yes.
Because you know that this person is not from your church. You know that they are not going to go and tell your friends what's going on with you, because we are bound by confidentiality and laws and ethics and all of that stuff. So that's just one objective that I like to share with people. The person doesn't know you.
Does not know you.
And because they don't know you, they have so much clarity, and they can see things that you will never ever be able to see because you're in it, right?
Right.
They're on the outside looking in, so they have a different vantage point.
Yes.
And so that's
and
what I
they'll
love.
tell you the truth.
Oh yeah.
They will tell you the truth.
My clients know. They know. They can come in here fronting if they want to, but they know that I will be like, listen, I will call you out on your stuff.
Right.
And sometimes it's a little bit uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, people always come back and they say, you know what, Keandra, I wasn't feeling it at first, but thank you.
Oh,
You
yeah.
helped me. You helped me a lot.
You know, keep going. You'll get more comfortable. Again, I told you about my personality. At first, I'm like, but after, you know, 2 and 3, I'm like, okay, little by little. So if you're like me, give it some time, because it's going to be a process. There is a process to wholeness. A lot of you hear me talk about this
good.
a lot.
Good.
There is a process to wholeness. Remember, we have come into some stuff when we're born into this world. Some stuff that surprised us, we had no knowledge about, and we have to grow up in this, you know, these environments and these different things with people that have issues that then, you know, if we're not careful, become our own issues. So there's a process for all of this. So take your time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it is definitely necessary if you're going to be better tomorrow than you are right now.
Absolutely. I think that that's an amazing point, And so when people come to counseling, they deal with a lot of what we call symptoms, right? So we're talking about depression and anxiety before. And so those things can come up in as far as like changes in your weight,
Wow.
whether not eating or eating too much.
Yes.
Feeling sad, feeling depressed, feeling hopeless. And sometimes as a result, people feel like they can't manage and they don't want to live anymore.
Right.
We're talking about sleep issues.
Yes.
We're talking about relationship problems. I mean, I've seen everything from headaches to, I mean, it just can be an array of issues. Not wanting to go out into the community, fear of the unknown, fear about the
anxiety,
social anxiety. There's just so many symptoms that can come with depression, anxiety, and a whole bunch of different other mental health issues.
Yes.
So one of the benefits of that is the ability to alleviate some of those symptoms, right? When you come to counseling, you're talking about these issues. We're working out what we need to work out. Sometimes you're getting referred to a doctor, you're getting referred to a psychiatrist, whatever the case may be. Our ultimate goal is to alleviate some of those symptoms.
Yes, alleviate them.
Yeah, we're not saying they're going to disappear because we don't do magic.
Right.
That's what I don't do. That's what doesn't happen.
There's only one person that does miracles, but you know,
and it ain't me.
Right.
So yeah, and providing positive coping skills, like you talked about, how to manage. What can you do? You stopped in the moment. Sometimes you got to take some deep breaths. Sometimes you got to walk around the block. Sometimes you have to count if you're experiencing anger. Whatever you journal.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Journaling is so
Isn't that
big
amazing?
to me. First of all, I'm a firm believer nothing happens unless it's written down. It can only stay up here for so long, and then if there's an expiration date, it goes away. So journaling is very important. Putting your thoughts down on paper, purging it. I mean, even if you got to crumble it up, burn it, throw it away, whatever you need to do, but journaling is key. It's like the business.
Yes. I love journaling.
Yeah. So I'm in this Facebook kind of like intimate group of us from the Power and Purpose conference. So shout out to you ladies in our group. And I see some of you are on here as well. But one of the things that somebody brought out is taking a mental health day. A mental health day. So whenever you feel like it's too much on your shoulders, your burden is too much, taking a mental health day, being unavailable. How about logging off social media?
Say that again.
How about logging off social media for a day, for 24 hours, so that you can focus on yourself? It'll be there when you get back.
Absolutely.
We know it'll be there when you get back. So take a mental health day. Everybody can't afford the spa, but if you can, do the spa, take a walk on the beach, breathe. How about sitting in silence? Like in this season of my life that I am in, I have never sat in more silence than I have. And I have, I have a supersized family. You guys know this. A family of 5. We are busy, talented, creative, doing great things, and I gotta sit in silence. It's too much, so I can hear, so I can see what's going on. You keep mentioning it, Keandra, checking in with myself.
Yeah.
We check in with everybody else sometimes except ourselves. Like,
Absolutely.
How is Michelle doing? How are you really doing? What do you want? What is necessary for you right now? Do you need to take a nap? Sometimes, Keandra, all we need is a nap.
I am the queen of naps, honey. Listen, people make fun of me all the time because they're like, how are you asleep? I'm like, sometimes I just need to get a quick 10, 15-minute nap.
That's a power nap.
Power nap.
What we call
Energy,
it, right? Don't be making fun of people who take naps, people. Sometimes all we need is a nap.
Absolutely.
Going out, buying your favorite drink or whatever. Taking a mental health day by yourself, really. Because we know how to do the girlfriend thing.
Oh, yeah.
We know how to do the girlfriend thing. But I'm talking about you, yourself, and you.
Yes.
Right? Me, myself, and I. Very, very necessary. So I want everybody to declare whatever day you want it to be a mental health day. Put it on your calendar. If it's once a month, once a week, once a year, get it in on your calendar. This is your personal mental health day. Become unavailable so that you can have more to give out. And that's very important for my mothers out there. We have little privacy. You know that. And everybody is pulling on us because we are trying to fulfill the needs of our family.
Yes, absolutely.
And as wives, you wives out there, I could go on and on. Some of you are actually therapists for your girlfriends. and you see that number pop up, and you're like, okay, you literally have to position yourself to receive the phone call, because it's going to be something. Yes. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to take that mental health day. Absolutely. Very necessary.
Absolutely. And I've even done in the past, honestly, where I just ditch work.
Just
straight call. Hey, sorry. But I just called in like, you know what, it's going to be a sick day for me because I need to get myself together. Yeah. And it was the best thing ever. Even if I didn't technically just sit in silence, but just like catching up, right? Like I need to wash these clothes. Right. I need to just catch up on life and do what I need to do. So
Yes, absolutely.
So definitely, if you guys have any questions, we are still looking through to see if there's anything utterly amazing that you guys want to go in.
Yeah.
So you're going to hear a voice kind of like off camera because we have a lovely, lovely young lady.
Yes.
By way of this one right here.
My oldest is in the space.
Hey. So have there been any good questions that we should answer?
Vernon Dawson asking, how do you get a family member to get help if they refuse help?
Good one.
Some people were touching on it in the comments. But
oh, good. Wow. You guys have been helping each other in the comments. Yeah. Look at you guys. We become a nice little family. This is great. So Vernon said, how do you
get a family member to get help if they refuse to get help?
How do you get a family member to get help if they refuse to get help? Mm-hmm. And kind of like what you just mentioned, honestly, you can't make anybody come to counseling. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. You cannot make them come to counseling. And even if you did make them come, they will be resistant. They will be reluctant. Mm-hmm. They will probably waste your money because they wouldn't participate and they wouldn't get anything out of it. Mm-hmm. So what I tell people is don't make them come. Don't force them to come. Let them come on their own.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes, like you said, you needed some time, right, before you actually went and, sought therapy on your own. But sometimes you have to let them come on your own. Life has a way of beating you up.
Right.
And getting to a point where your threshold is like, okay, no more. I need to talk to somebody. Mm-hmm. So I would continue to give them a nudge and say, hey, you said this is happening in your life. Maybe you should see somebody and keep sowing those seeds.
Yes.
Sowing those seeds.
Yes.
And eventually, I promise you, they will come around. I promise you. Yeah.
So let's not give up on each other either.
Absolutely
Let's not give up on each other.
Absolutely not.
Anything else? Any other questions? And, feel free now to type in your questions as well. Mm-hmm. Any previous questions that we had?
Not that I see.
Okay, I see some really great comments.
I see some great comments.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Okay, really Marquise, I see you now. You said every therapist needs a therapist, honey. I got mine on speed dial.
So I told you, right, that I really wanted to go back to school.
She did tell me this.
To become a psychologist, okay? But what I thought was so funny is I heard that psychologists, therapists, people in this field, they're really trying to help themselves. Is really one of the reasons why subconsciously they got into this business so that they can help others.
Absolutely.
So I agree with I agree with that quote that a therapist needs a therapist. That's
absolutely.
A leader needs a leader.
Right.
A mom needs another mom. We need mentors. You know what I mean? And so even as I was thinking about that question about what about the person that needs help but they won't go, how about being that help?
Ooh,
how about reading up on their condition so that you can become more intelligent to help them? You know what I mean?
I love that.
So let's be help for each other.
Absolutely.
As much as possible. I mean, we say we care. We say we love. This is our loved ones. So sometimes if they don't want to get help, let's you be that help for them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's awesome. I love that. I love that at all. And at all. I love all of that. That's what I meant to say. So we talked about making sure that we were. Any other comments before nope.
Or we can always go back to
questions. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to chat with you guys too when we get done.
Yes.
Too. I'm going to go ahead and do that. But we want to provide you guys with some resources because we know there are a lot of people out there who are struggling.
Yes.
I mean, leading up to doing this, we saw so many comments of people saying, oh my goodness, I can't wait till this Facebook Live happens, or I'm struggling with this, or I'm going through this.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure that you guys had all of the information that you need.
Yeah.
Of course, like I said, I have a private practice, my business partner, and it's called KW Essential Services. We are accepting new clients as we speak, whether you're individual, family, couple, whatever you are, whatever issue you are going through. I mean, depression, all the way to relationship issues, suicidality, eating disorders, you name it, we can help you. And if we can't, we will make sure that we find somebody that can.
And even if you're coming to therapy to deal with somebody who's having these issues, right?
That's a good
yeah,
one.
because we affect each other.
Absolutely.
I know we like to think that we're on an island by ourselves and, we're doing good, us and our four and no more. But that's not the case. You have to go out in society at some point and, deal with other individuals.
Absolutely.
And so therefore, if they're not trying to get help for yourself.
Absolutely.
Get help for yourself.
Agree.
So Keandra has her private practice. We are definitely going to put in the comments how to get in touch with her. But do you want to quickly just your website or?
Oh yeah, you can find us at kwessentialservices.com. Or if you want to just call us directly and say, hey, I'm cutting through the middleman. It's 310-242-6112.
And we'll put it in the comments.
Yes, we definitely
for the replay viewers. Shout out to the replay viewers as well.
replay. And
replay.
To be honest with you, what was that? There was another question. Yay!
Freddie Muhammad said, have either of you dealt with overcoming a mental health problem? If so, how did you get over it?
Okay, Freddie.
I'm doing it now. Like I mentioned, I don't know, Freddie, if you heard me earlier, but, I suffered a heart attack October 15th, and it was definitely from things that were bothering me mentally, emotionally, that affected me physically. And so one of the things that I had to do was I had to assess some of my responsibilities, and I had to step back from them, and I had to learn to say no. And be okay with saying no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, it really becomes about my peace of mind and making sure that I'm in a place where I can give what I have.
Absolutely.
Because, me personally, some of the responsibilities that I have, you give and you give and you give, you deplete yourself. But who gives back to the giver? That's what I want to know. Like, who gives back to the giver?
Right,
the
right.
person that is in a role that they give out every day, every week, all the time to multiple people. Who gives back to the giver? And so therefore, if you are finding yourself giving out more than you're getting, at some point you have to say, you know what, I've got to cut this, I've got to cut that, I've got to cut you out because I want to survive. I have something to live for. And so that actually became two things that I had to do. Again, taking therapy to understand that there were definitely surface issues, but then there were deeper issues. And so, processing through that, obviously prayer. I'm a woman of faith, so is Keandra.
Absolutely.
Obviously prayer, which gives me direction for my life. So when I don't know what to do, I go to God. But I got to sit still, and he speaks through different mediums. He speaks through my journaling. He definitely speaks when I sit in silence. He speaks, through different individuals. Don't forget also to check in with other people as well. I can't even tell you, there was one day that Tashanta, I know you were on earlier, I don't know if you're still on, but a good friend of mine, such an encourager, Tashanta will text me, hey Michelle, how you doing? I'm just checking up on your health. How you doing? And she did that one day. And then another person, Pastor Andrea Humphrey, she texted me the same day. And I was like, I'm doing pretty good today. But how about like that next few days after they did that? I was like, whoa, what is happening? So sometimes God will speak through people, put you on their mind. Sometimes it may not even necessarily be for that moment, but God knows what's coming ahead, and so he's trying to prepare you. So he will put people in front of you. Strangers will be like telling you things, and you're like, how do you know? How do you know? You know what I'm saying? So God cares. Absolutely. And I just want to also say that if somebody is on your mind, do not be afraid to reach out to them. I want to say right now publicly, thank you to all the people that reached out to me even before I had my little episode and after. Thank you for checking in, texting me, emailing me, calling me. That means the world, because you never know what's going on in somebody's life, which was a theme that was going throughout the 13 Reasons Why movie. Yeah. You never know what's going on in somebody's life. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So check in with yourself, definitely, but do not forget to check in with other people. And Do not forget that the strongest woman in the room, to you and to others, don't be afraid to walk up to her and say, are you doing okay?
Absolutely.
How is that? And be genuine about it. Be genuine. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to definitely share that.
I love that. I love that. And while you're talking about it, because we're talking about resources, and you talked about making sure that the people around you and your network and your family members and your circle gets help too. Like you offer some resources to moms, right?
Yes. So through the Persona program, you know, I work with the youth. What I found out, and I've shared this with Keandra and some of you out there, is I found out that my moms need help because, you know, I can give out to the girls all day long and give them all the resources and support and be their mentor. But if they go home to an environment where mom is broken, mom is disappointed, mom has anger issues, mom is mentally unstable, mom can't even process what they're coming home with, then the work does become harder for these minors. Absolutely. Because they are not adults. They are minors. And so as the adult, as the mother, who is helping the mom? Who is reaching out to the mom as she's raising her children? And so as a mom myself of a 16-year-old, a 12-year-old, and an 8-year-old, 2 girls and a boy, I realized that we need a space. We need help. And you already know, I've already stated how much journaling is so powerful. And so I created this workbook, 30 Ways in 30 Days to Be That Mom. It is a journey of wholeness, and there's a million ways, but I just touch on 30 of them that helps you to process through your relationship with your child, specifically your daughter. And you know, these ways are commitment, they are spirituality, they're prayer, they're trust, help. All of those are the ways how to help in your relationship with your child. So for those of you that are interested, you can get it through the Persona Program's website, which is www.thepersonaprogram.org under the shop title.
Okay. It looks like we have one more question.
Yes.
I think that'll be the last one that we can take before we close.
Yeah.
Chelsea Williams says, how do you check in without offending?
Hey, Chelsea. Ooh,
that is a good one. Because you know how we get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Like, why are you having our business?
Why, do you know something?
And you know what? What I will say is sometimes you exude things and people pick up on things without you even noticing.
True.
Without you even noticing. Like sometimes I might think I'm okay, but my facial expression says otherwise. My body language says otherwise. And I'm like, oh, shoot, somebody. Like, I have to get myself together.
Yes.
So I think, honestly, just having a genuine heart. If you truly care about this person, now don't just go up to people who you don't really care about and you don't really know. You know, just don't do that. But I want you to be genuine when you inquire and you check in with someone. You know what I mean? If you're not going to spend the time and the energy to kind of like follow through with it, then don't do it. But definitely have a genuine heart and just say, hey, you know what? I was thinking about you. Like, how have you been doing? Mm-hmm. Or, you know what? I noticed that you haven't been around lately. You haven't been coming to church that much. Or you haven't been coming, you know, to our golf club, you know, as much. Like, what's going on with you? And that's kind of like an open door to kind of just get it a little bit, you know. And sometimes they might not share everything with you in that moment, but at least they know that you care.
Right.
At least they know that that's
you
reached out. And so if another opportunity in the future happens, they'll probably be more comfortable to talk to you about it.
Hold on, I just want to say hi, Dad. I saw my dad.
Hey, Dad. What's Dad's name?
Neville Harris.
Neville. Hi, Neville. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Neville. Hey. So yeah, that'll give you an opportunity in the future to kind of like dive a little bit deeper. So don't be afraid to just go ahead and just say, hey.
Yeah. And sometimes it starts with a smile as well, and becoming a person that's approachable and also being approachable. You know, I remember when I was like younger growing up as a teenager, I remember people telling me, Michelle, smile more. And I know I need to smile more. Sometimes but so much is happening up here, we forget to do something simple as smile.
Absolutely,
Smile.
yeah. And we think people are just going to walk around just filling their guts all the time. Sometimes you have to inquire. Like, you just have to check in.
But you know there are some people like that.
There are some people. I'm not going to sit up here and
we're not going to lie. They tell you everything, girl. This, that. You're like, whoa, all I said was how you doing. Bless their heart.
That's another conversation because those are people where you need to have boundaries with and be like, listen, you're telling me too much right now. I appreciate that.
Now. Like, make an appointment. Make an appointment.
That's the story of my life, right? Like, people know I'm a clinician and a therapist, and I specialize in relationships, and they call me all the time for stuff, and I'm like, it's a fine balance between being a friend and being a professional. So that's a whole nother story.
Right.
But yeah, so just in the what's the word? Just to make sure that we're staying on top of our time.
Yes.
Yes. I will definitely go ahead and provide you guys with some resources in the comment section. I had some hotlines that I wanted to give you guys for domestic violence, for depression, for suicide hotlines. If people need help, those are lines that you can call anytime, 24 hours a day, and you will get the help and the assistance you need. I will definitely put in the links for the National Association for Mental Health, which is NAMI. Yeah.
There's a suicide hotline.
There is a suicide hotline. I'm putting that in there for sure.
Yes. 800-273-8255. Hey, it's going to be in the comments.
Look,
don't worry.
She like knows it by heart.
I don't.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, and you know what I also found? There's a crisis text line. There's a crisis text hotline for those that like to text.
Yeah.
You know, you can text what's going on with you. So we'll definitely put that in the comments as well.
Absolutely.
Any more questions?
Any other good comments that stood out?
Nicola said being okay with saying no was something that she had to learn.
Oh, okay, Nicola.
Or are nice people.
Yes.
Genuinely nice.
And Nicola is genuinely nice.
Oh my goodness.
That's one of our good friends.
Yeah, she's a Persona Program mom, very supportive, very sweet, raising her twin daughters. And I think they just made honor roll.
Woo, nice.
We know our friends.
Y'all do big stuff. But yeah, like saying no when it's not always comfortable to say no, because sometimes you have to protect your own peace. And when you're exhausted, you're no good to anyone else. When you're depleted, you can't pour from an empty cup, right?
And not pour from an empty cup. Yep. Absolutely.
That's right there.
So this was fun.
This was amazing. I'm so happy for all the people that joined us. I still want you guys to share, invite people. When we get off, I'm going to be still talking to y'all in the comments.
I'm going to reply,
Absolutely, we are. But we just wanted to say thank you for your time. I know it's super duper important.
Yes.
And we just wanted to share love. We just want you guys to exercise
more love, more patience with each other.
Yeah.
We can't continue to let crazy be crazy. Oh, she crazy. And then that just be it. We can't continue if we see that there's a problem. Somehow try and see where you can fit in as a solution. So exercise more love, exercise more patience, but remember, how can you exercise those things if you're not giving it to yourself? That's why, we affect each other. So let's remember to do that. Drop seeds of positivity.
Everywhere you go. Drop them.
Love you. Hope you're okay. You're doing good. Shout out those that are trying to fulfill those dreams as entrepreneurs, as mothers. You are doing an amazing job with your children. They may not agree with you. They be like, girl, you don't know. But the fact that you're dropping that seed, it's going to be there for them as a reminder when they really need it. Thank you for being such a good friend.
Yeah.
What else? Thank you for being there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking my call, even though I didn't make an appointment. On and on and on. Just drop seeds. Share more love and be more patient with each other. Absolutely. You never know what somebody is going through.
You never know. And with that being said, we want to make sure that you guys know that we are coming back.
Yes,
for part 2. What day? The 21st.
May 21st.
May 21st. It's a Sunday. It's May. It's Mental Health Awareness.
Yes.
Green is representing mental health awareness. I see that's why I got my green on today. So we wanted to make sure that she didn't get the memo. She didn't get the memo. It's okay. Next time. But the next one, we are still talking about mental health, but we're specifically talking about the African American community, the church.
Yes, spiritually speaking. So we want to hear from our pastors.
Absolutely.
We want to hear from our spiritual leaders. How do you deal with mental health in your congregation, with your staff?
Yes.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be so good.
It's going to be so good that we're actually going to bring on a special guest, right?
Yes.
So stay tuned. We're not going to give out who it is, but just know it's good. We're not going to have anybody on here. Just know it's real good.
It's going to be good.
So, definitely stay tuned, stay connected. And we appreciate everybody that came and chatted with us and commented. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Hi, Keandra's friends.
Hi, Michelle friends. We all friends now. We're all family.
All connected.
So we just want to help. I mean, you guys were helping each other in the comments. That was amazing. I appreciate you guys so much.
Oh, Rael is on. Hey, Rael.
Troy, I believe Troy
had a
Denise
question?
said, "What's up with the single fathers?" We don't have to talk about that.
Oh, wow. What's up with the single fathers?
Because we talk about a lot about our single mothers.
Yeah. Shout out to the single fathers.
Shout out to the single fathers who are doing their thing out there. Because it is not easy to be a single parent.
Absolutely.
So, definitely.
Shout out.
Well, all right, you guys. It has been amazing. Stay connected with us. Please like, follow, share our personal pages, our business pages, the Persona Program, KW Essential Services. We are here to help you guys in any way. If you want to message us privately and continue the conversation, let's do that.
Let's do that. Yay. It's been amazing. Thank you all. How can they reach you on Instagram?
Well, on Instagram, I'm Keandra Jackson. My name.
Okay.
And then I also have my business page, KW Essential Services. So you can find me at either.
Okay. And on Instagram, Michelle Harris Collins, and also the Persona Program. So those two are my Instagram pages. But thank you all, and we will see you again May 21st. Mental health, spiritually speaking.
Ooh,
have a good evening,
have
everybody.
A good evening. Bye.
Bye.